There are 3 easy steps in creating your resume link. Let me show you how.
Step 1. Register. Go to www.jobs180.com using any browser and click Register Now. Fill out all the information needed. In choosing your resume link, use your full name so that it looks professional and it's easy to recall by potential employers. For example, Antonio Juan de la Cruz.jobs180.com. Step 2. Create and design. When creating your resume, make sure to complete your personal information and upload your profile picture. One of the highlights of the resume link is the portfolio section. In the portfolio section, you can show off your skills by uploading samples of your work like documents, pictures, videos, and your social media links.
Your resume link also features different themes and you can upload a cover photo. This is a combination of a cover letter and a social network cover photo. Here is an example. You can also download a copy of your resume link and print it. Step 3. Apply for a job. There are many ways to apply with your resume link.
First is browsing the job recommendations in your Jobs 180 dashboard.
If you're qualified, click Submit Resume Link. So what are you waiting for? Dress up your next generation resume, stand out brightly among the competitive job seekers in the market, and win the heart of your future employers using Resume Link.
Good morning, everyone. This is Robert from Jobs180.com, and welcome to Jobs180.com's Marketing Me Live. Now, today's session is done for and in coordination with General De Jesus College. Before we proceed, I would like to invite everyone to first join us in prayer.
Praise God from whom all blessings flow. Praise Him, all creatures here below.
Good morning again, and thank you everyone for coming. We would like to take this opportunity to thank in advance the companies that will be presenting later. Also, we would like to thank CEO Group for being one of our corporate sponsors for this event. Get the latest fashion trend for your corporate attire needs. Check out CEO Store in Lazada and Shopee or at the nearest mall in your area. For career opportunities, visit jobs180.com/CEO Group. So aside from that, of course, we want to thank the school reps, your school representatives, para ma-set up namin to. Kung wala sila, mahirapan tayo, baka hindi matuloy ang paggawa natin nitong webinar na to. And well, to show appreciation and para rin to formally start our event, we would like to share a message for you coming from one of your school representatives. So it's an opening message, opening remarks from Mr. John Ray Bundalian, College Student Council President of General De Jesus College.
Good day, GGCNs. According to Ralph Waldo Emerson, nothing great was ever achieved without enthusiasm. Well, in life, you will not necessarily get what you want when you need it. As a result, you could be tempted to give up or give in to life's cruel events. And so, it is important that you remain optimistic and enthusiastic to improve the situation. Being hopeful and maintaining excitement is an ability that develops over time. As your determination tells you that it will be perfect, everything will be good, and you will be fine even when life is extremely difficult. Because that's how our life goes on. There were, are, and will still be problems. We will never really get rid of them, and we cannot always change them. Illness, loss, oppression, poverty are just some of the things that have happened to us, especially when this pandemic came. However, how we handle them is up to us. When we solve one problem, we must be ready for the next one to appear. This is a never ending loop, and we all know that life has its ups and downs as we get older. So it is important that we approach all these challenges with a positive mindset and passion, because only then we are able to look after ourselves to the best of our abilities, and we might just be able to overcome the problem at hand. So, just like what I always tell myself, if you are struggling today, remember this: you have survived everything you've done up to this point. The best day of your life is yet to come. There are still people you haven't met, and the things you haven't experienced. You can do this. Now, DJCNs, open your hearts and minds as we go along with this webinar. Remember that it might be stormy now, but rain doesn't last forever. We hope that you will learn a lot as we go along with this webinar. Thank you so much. Again, good day, everyone.
Okay, thank you, Mr. John Ray Bundalian, for giving your message. And na-mention mo nga sa inyong message na there will always be problems and challenges. And kami sa jobs180.com, our role here is to help yung ating mga viewers para nga ma-overcome itong mga problems and challenges, especially when it comes to yung sa pag-seek nyo ng career opportunities. Okay, so now we would want to get to know you better. For those online, we ask for you to comment these things that I will say. Pero kasi nakikita ko, nagko-comment na kayo dyan. Pero mukhang tinatag nyo lang yung inyong friends at hindi yung sarili nyo. So please comment your name, course, and the year of your graduation. So if graduate, kailan kayo graduate. If hindi pa, kailan nyo expected na graduate kayo. So again, for those online, please comment your name, your course, and the year of your graduation. Okay, so comment nyo lang dyan sa comment box. Also, sa ating mga speakers later, meron tayong Q&A and use the same comment box lang din to ask your question. So we encourage everyone to participate by asking questions through the comments. Okay, so let's now move on and start the topics. I will show now the topics that we will be encountering. We have 3 topics, and then for each topic, meron tayong isang company na magbibigay ng talk. So first is resume link. We will have someone from jobs180.com, disconnecting to connect from Inspiro, and how to boost productivity at work from VXI Global. So these are our 3 topics for today. Again, mag-represent and then Q&A after. And okay, so now we could start with our first topic, which is the resume link, which will be presented by one of our officials from jobs180.com. And to introduce him, he has 20 years of experience in sales, marketing, business development, customer service, operations, business process, and human resources. As a trusted resource speaker, he has done over 1,000 career development seminars in more than 400 colleges and universities nationwide. So to give the talk about resume link, we have Mr. Kim Chua, Managing Director of jobs180.com.
Everyone. Allow me to share to you how to make a job-winning resume. Yan. A lot of you are now looking for a job and exploring for the next chapter in your life. I hope that this session will be able to help you. No, not only you, but the people that you know that needs help in terms of how to make a job-winning resume. Yan. So yan na tinatawag natin resume link. A lot of platforms right now, mga online platforms are being offered left and right. But for you to know paano to magiging job-winning tool or job-winning resume to, meron akong checklist. So go with me, no, with all these checklists. Your checklist should include the following. Number 1, kailangan mag-stand out ka. When you look for a job, you have to be able to stand out. Because if you're not going to be able to stand out, then I think you'll just be part of the crowd. You'll be one of the next applicant na wala lang, na hindi mapapansin. Another thing that should be in your checklist is that you should only have 1 file. Hindi dapat maraming files na iba-iba sinesend sa mga companies. Mas maganda, isang file lang para pag sinend mo, lahat ng details mo nandoon na. Another thing in your checklist is that it should make the process more efficient. Ibig sabihin, mas mabilis mag-submit, mas mabilis makita ng HR, at mas mabilis kayo makontak for possible next steps na or possible job offer na. Now, another thing in my checklist is that dapat tipid ito, wala itong gastos. The tool that I will show you today, wala itong gastos. Libre po ito. At higit sa lahat, itong pinaka-importante sa lahat, this should be in your checklist. The tool should be secured. Okay, more than anything, importante talaga ang data. Pero ang data ninyo, dapat yung protectionan. And using this tool, this is the most secured resume kung tawagin. Bakit siya tinawag na most secured resume? Let me go through the next slides na. Okay? Ito ang tinatawag na resume link. Okay? A personalized URL for anyone can open online anytime. I will use an example para makarelate kayo. If you are John Santos, ang link mo or resume link mo pwede maging johnsantos.jobs180.com. Ganun lang kasimple. At yan na po ang resume link nyo. So how do you make one? Go with me through the 3 simple steps. First step is you have to register. Absolutely wala tong bayad. Libre po ito. How do you register? You go to the website of jobs180.com. That's www.jobs180.com at dun ka mag-register on the upper right side of your screen. Now, as you do that, you have to put the basic information. Okay? So, alam nyo na ano mga information yan. Hindi ko na isa-isahin. Babawas nyo naman at alam nyo naman ano dapat ilagay. Now, as you create your account, you have to use a valid email. Okay? Now, before we go to the email, paalala ko lang, sa mga nag-isip sa inyo, paano kung hindi ako si John Santos, ano gagawin kong resume link? O yan, baka nag-isip kayo eh. So, if ever lang, meron kang kapangalan, okay, just so happen na may ibang John Santos na nauna sa inyo, ano mangyayari? Magkakaroon doon na red na box, sasabihin niya, this name has already been taken. Huwag kayong malungkot, pag taken na, okay lang, just be creative. Pwede mo gawin, baliktarin mo, gawin mo santosjohn.jobs180.com o kaya J Santos o kaya Santos J o kaya JS o kaya SJ. Depende kung ano gusto mo gawin. Basta importante, wala kang kapangalan. Okay, wala kang kapareho. Now, when you do this, wag kayong OA. Do not create yung mga ganong klaseng over creative na mga resume link because it doesn't look professional. Imagine submitting to a company with your resume link that says eljablo.jobs180.com. Hindi yan mukhang professional. Okay? Now, when you register, please use a valid email. Ito yung emphasis ko lang sa pag-create nyo ng account na dapat gamitin yung email, yung nabubuksan yung email, kagaya ng Gmail, Yahoo, or any email na nabubuksan nyo. Do not create, example lang yung mga email na kagaya ng ganito, patricia@facebook.com na email. Huwag kang gagamit ng joseph@facebook.com na email to register. In short, huwag mong gagamitin yung @facebook.com na email. Because if you use @facebook.com na email, you will no longer be able to receive notification being sent to you by the companies as well as jobs180.com. Importante po na nabubuksan nyo yung email nyo kasi kailangan mo i-verify yung account mo. Okay? It is very important that you verify your account as a proof na ikaw nag-register at pangalawa, para ikaw ay makapag-apply. If you don't do this, if you don't verify, walang mangyayari sa account nyo. Okay? So sayang lang. So you have to verify to finish the first step. Okay? How do you verify? Just open your email, look for the link, click mo yung verify, you're done with the first step. Okay? Tapos na yung first step. Ano yung first step? Register. Wala tong bayad. Let's go to the second step. Ang second step, ang pinaka-logical sa lahat. Kailangan kumpletong detalye nyo. So how do you do that? You go back again to your account by going to the website of jobs180.com. This time, hindi mo kailangan mag-register. Ang gagawin mo, mag-login. Pag login mo, lagay mo dito yung email nyo or resume link nyo, kayo lang may alam yan, at lalo na yung password nyo na kayo lang talaga may alam yan. So when you do that, you now go inside your account. Pag nasa loob na kayo ng account nyo, ano gagawin nyo? Mabilis na lang ito. Fill in the blanks. Okay? Now, I don't have to go through all the information here because definitely, alam mo naman pag sinabi ditong name, malamang pangalan nyo. Pag nakalagay dito address, malamang address nyo. Diba? So you put all the information ninyo dito. Okay? Lagay nyo. Then, what else do you put in here? Importante po, lagay dito lahat ng posibleng paraan na pwede ka makontak ng isang HR. Kagaya ng social media account nyo. Diba? Hindi lang email tsaka phone number. Bakit? Most of the time, ano nangyayari? Okay, let me tell you. Marami sa inyo nilalagay nyo phone number nyo. Pero pag tinatawagan kayo ng HR, hindi nyo sinasagot, lalo na pag hindi mo kilala. Hala, sino kaya ito? Hindi mo sasagutin. Diba? Kasi takot kayo, baka nagsascam or whoever yung tumatawag. So ano mangyayari sa mga HR? Mag-i-email kami ngayon sa inyo. But you don't open email more often than you open your social media account. So I recommend lahat ng posibleng paraan na pwede ka makontak na isang HR, ilagay mo dito. Kagaya ng mga Facebook nyo or Twitter nyo para mabilis ay makapag-PM. Private message, makapag-invite for the next step. Okay? What else do you put here? You also put here your work options, yung mga work experience nyo. Pagdating po sa work options, you can see on the screen, you have 4 options na pwede nyo pagpilian. Parang switch lang yan. Yes, no switch, on, off switch. So you can choose here, example, looking for OJT, lagay mo yes if you're looking for OJT right now. And later on, pag hindi na, turn it off. Edi lagay mo na no. Diba? So depende yan kung anong mas trip nyo or ano mas pasok dun sa hinahanap nyo right now. What the system will do is it will try to match you with companies who are also looking for the same profile with what you have. Yan yung kagandahan ng tool natin. Hindi mo kailangan mag-door-to-door para mag-submit ng resume link ninyo. Okay? What else do you put here? You put here your school under education. Even later on, okay, pagka-graduate nyo, you can also put here your schools. Yung mga nag-take pa kayo ng further studies, pwede mo rin ilagay dito. Okay, so walang limit sa space yan. Pagdating mo sa seminars attended, ganun din. Kahit gano'ng karami, pwede nyo ilagay dito. Kahit magkopyahan pa kayo. Just make sure lang alam mo yung seminar na yon. Kaya baka matanong ka sa interview. Pagdating po sa certification, ganun din. Put all the certification programs that you've had, you put it here. Okay? When it comes to the achievement, do not limit your achievement only inside the school. Hindi lahat na nakikinig ngayon ay Dean's Lister. Hindi kayo lahat dito ay honor student. Diba? Ayan, nag-agree marami sa inyo. So, hindi lang po ang achievement nakabase sa academic excellence. Some of you are student leaders. So, if you're active sa school, you also put it here kung ano yung mga pinagkakaabalahan nyo. And hindi lang sa loob ng school, even outside the school. If you're active in your barangay, halimbawa, isa kang tanod, ilagay mo dyan. Diba? Yan yung mga achievement ninyo. So, you put it here. Bakit? Because what you're doing now is you're trying to market yourself more effectively to that prospective company. Okay? Now, when it comes to the skills and languages, ito yung common observation namin mga HR. Pagdating sa skills, nilalagay mo lang na skills yung mga umiikot lang sa course nyo. Hindi porkat communication arts ang course mo, com arts lang ang skills na alam mo. Hindi porkat engineering ang course mo, ang alam mo lang na skill ay pang-engineering. Hindi porkat tourism or HRM ang course mo, ang alam mo lang na skill ay pang-tourism at pang-HRM. Maybe some of you are into multimedia, into photography, into videography. into something else, arts, crafts, whatever. Lahat ng yan, skills nyo yan. Remember, what you're doing here is you're marketing yourself more effectively. Kaya kung ako sa inyo, ilagay mo dito lahat ng skills na alam ninyo. Pagdating po sa languages, ganun din. Huwag mong ilimit yan sa dalawang lengguwahe lang. Because I'm sure alam nyo na yung dalawa. Kung dalawa lang talaga alam nyo, din dalawa lang. Ano tong dalawang to? English and Tagalog or Filipino. Okay? Now, if you know other local dialect, Bisaya, Kapampangan, Sabacano, Ilonggo, you can also put it here. If you know foreign languages, German, French, Chinese, Japanese, diba, Korean, pwede mo ilagay dyan. Okay? Walang limit sa space yan. When it comes to the references, sigurado ko yung mga references nyo, kilala nyo. Ang malaking tanong dito kayo ba'y kilala nila? Sana oo, di ba? Kasi madalas pag tumatawag kami sa mga references nyo, hindi kayo maalala. So please tell them, ginawa nyo silang reference para at least they know what to tell about you. Okay? Now at this point, to make your life easier, kung sakali lang nakagawa ka na ng resume nyo in your Word file or maybe in your doc file, depende kung anong file nyo, PDF file, whatever file you have. Kung nakagawa ka na ng resume nyo, simple na lang. Just copy all the information inside dito. No, ilagay mo sa loob ng resume link. Just transfer them here inside the resume link para maging secured yung data nyo. Okay? Kung bakit secured, I'll tell you as we go along. Okay? So yung mga sinabi ko, I think alam nyo na yan. Alam nyo na yan. Okay? Itong mga susunod kong papakita, ito yung mga amazing na portion. Let me start with the portfolio section. Ano yung portfolio section? This is the part where you now upload evidence of your skills. Example, ano ebidensya na graduate na kayo later on? Diploma, di ba? Transcript. Ano pa? Toga, hindi ebidensya yung toga. Okay? Kung ano man meron nyo, di ba? Certificate, diploma, yan, ebidensya yan. Okay? Kung transcript of records is evidence na graduate na kayo. Ano ebidensya na wala kayong criminal record? NBA clearance, police clearance, di ba? Ano ebidensya na pwede ka pumunta sa ibang bansa? Passport, visa, lahat ng mga sinasabi mong mga skills mo or yung mga what you're claiming that you know, you can now support them here sa portfolio section by showing those documents. Diba? Anong ebidensya na ikaw ay healthy? Meron kang medical clearance. Anong ebidensya na pwede kang mag-drive ng sasakyan? Meron kang driver's license. Diba? So gets nyo na yung sinasabi ko. Ang point ko lang is you can now put the things here to support yung claim nyo of your skills. Now, you're starting to think, Sir, kung pare-pareho naman kaming graduate sa school namin, pare-pareho kami magkakaklase, same yung course namin, same yung school, same yung teachers, same yung curriculum, pare-pareho lang naman kami lahat, walang experience sa trabaho, how will we stand out? Ayan, di ba? Okay, ito ngayon yung isang magandang recommendation ko sa inyo on how you now stand out. You get your smartphones. Kunin mo yung mga smartphones nyo. Kung wala, manghiram sa kaibigan. Okay, hiram mo sa kaibigan mo. I-record mo yung selfie video mo. You say something interesting about yourself. Record it in about 30 seconds to 1 minute lang. Huwag na masyadong mahaba. Ano gagawin mo? Pretend that you are being interviewed by the HR. So you answer basic questions like, tell me something about yourself. O, di ba? Ano yung mga gasgas sa tanong natin? Why should we hire you? O, di ba? Just imagine na tinanong ka ng HR at sasagutin mo na lang siya. Ang maganda lang ngayon, recorded mo. So kung di mo type yung sagot, i-delete mo. Pag type mo, you save it. Then you upload it sa YouTube or sa Vimeo. Maraming mga video channel na libre, yung mga video converter sa online. Hanapin mo lang. And when you're done, you put that video link doon sa portfolio section nyo. O, di ba? This time, it will definitely make you stand out because depende na to sa diskarte mo on how you're going to present yourself. Okay? So I leave it up to you on how you do that. Now, another thing for you to do, na sure akong hindi to makokopya ng classmate mo, ay yung picture mo. Diba? So you put your profile picture here. Now, when it comes to the picture, hindi kailangan sobrang formal na formal. Hindi kailangan pumunta sa studio. Huwag na kayo gumastos. Ang importante dito, tumingin kayo sa camera. Plain background. Okay? Plain background, tumingin kayo sa camera. Wear something, of course. Wear something decent. Okay? Do not upload profile pictures that look like the right side of your screen. Yung mga sample na yan, hindi po maganda yung sample yan. Okay? So, huwag kayo maglagay ng ganun kasi mga sample na profile picture. Now, another good thing pa that will make you stand out using the resume link is your cover photo. Yes! A picture paints 1,000 words. Yan ang kasabihan na very, very applicable dito. A lot of you who are listening today, hindi kayo gifted with writing skills. Hirap kayo i-express ang inyong feelings at inyong thoughts into words. Hindi mo ma-type, hindi mo ma-sulat. Tama? Hirap tayo eh. Bakit? Hindi natural sa atin yan. Pero pagdating sa picture, kaya mo i-express yung inyong personality. Look at the examples I'm showing you. Look at the one on the left. Ano siya? Isa siyang ophthalmologist or optometrist. Sabi naman ng iba, eye expert. Di ba? Yung sa kanan, ano siya? Sabi ng iba, sir, parang IT. Sir, techie siguro kasi maraming gadget, pati stapler, gadget niya. Diba? Halimbawa, o sabi ni iba naman, sir, parang makalat. O depende na kung how you are going to interpret it. But now, the way I see it, itong taong to, multitasker. Okay? Another good example I'm showing you is this one. Someone from psychology, someone from neurologist, or maybe someone who knows left and right. Ganun lang kasimple. No? So, depende yan how you're going to express yourself. Okay? Another good example pa, ito. Itong person na to, ang gusto niya sabihin, there's no shortcut to success. You will be able to reach your goal by taking one step at a time. O, di ba? So, I'm showing you good examples. Hindi yan member ng Akit Bahay Gang. Hindi rin po yan social climber, in case that's what you're thinking. So, kung nagpakita ko ng magaganda example, I will also show you yung mga hindi magandang example para wag niyong gagayahin. Huwag kayo magpapaka-misteryoso. Okay? Make sure you put your picture there. Okay? Kasi maraming pangalan ngayon, interchangeable. Ako mismo, guilty ako dyan. My name is Kim. A lot of people think babae ako. Ako rin mismo, napagkakamala ko yung mga aplikante, pag nakita ko, Chris, George, Alex, Sam. O, diba? Minsan isipin ko, Joey, lalaki. Yung pala, babae. Diba? So you better put your picture there para at least alam ng HR who to expect. Okay? Now, when you make your resume link, dapat may laman talaga yan. Kasi kung walang laman yan, ganyan itsura niyan. Blanco. And how do you expect companies will look, or HR from companies will look at your profile if you submit to them resume links that look like this? It's like submitting a piece of a paper, bond paper, or long bond paper, short bond paper na walang laman except pangalan mo. And that's the same as this one. So hindi yan papansin niyo ng mga HR for sure. Okay? Sayang lang oras niyo tsaka oras ng HR. Kailangan attractive. Okay? When I say attractive or catchy, do not overdo it naman. Now, this is just in my opinion. In my opinion, I think this one is not a good example. Kasi ang dating niya parang tamad, parang happy-go-lucky, parang chill-chill lang, no? Parang ganoon na dating. So, I leave it up to you on how you'll be, expressing yourself na dito. Okay? So, sa mga personality nyo. Alam niyo na anong dapat nyo gawin at hindi nyo dapat gawin. So, showing a very good example is si iExpert. Tignan mo, lahat ng detalye niya, kompleto. Everything from top to bottom, kompleto lahat ng details, including yung kanyang mga portfolio section na nagpapatunay na siya ay isang licensed ophthalmologist. Pinakita niya lahat ng mga posibleng hingiin pa sa kanya ng mga HR. So bakit ko sinabi sa inyo napapabilis yung buhay dito? Hindi lang buhay nyo. Pati buhay rin ng HR napapabilis because once you submit all this information to that company, when the HR opens your resume link and sees everything about you, dalawa lang ang pwedeng mangyari niyan. One is, nahuli mo atensyon, gusto kanya ngayon kausapin or schedule for the next step like interview or possibly job offer, or hindi ka nag-fit. Yun yung second. Di ba? Para at least, ang maganda rito, hindi na pabalik-balik, hindi na siya tatawag para sabihin, hello ma'am, meron ka bang evidence na graduate ka na talaga sa school na yan? Can you send me your transcript? Di ba? Can you send me yung mga evidence or yung mga sample skills or sample work mo kasi you are in IT or in graphic design? Di ba? That's yung ibig ko sabihin. Huwag nang pabalik-balik, sayang yung oras. Okay? Time is of the essence, lalo na ngayon. So you put everything there, at least pa nakita ng HR, diretso na kagad sa pagprocess sa inyo. Okay? A lot of you are now thinking, sir, pag gumawa ako ng resume link at nilagay ko lahat ng information ko dyan, baka naman yung mga data ko nakakalat na sa buong mundo. Baka naman yung mga information ko nakalantad na sa buong internet. The answer is, no. Kaya nga siya tinawag na the most secured resume. Okay? Bakit siya tinawag na most secured resume? Because you have the ultimate control over your privacy settings. Follow the screen. Inside your dashboard, when you log in, you can go to your settings. Sa settings mo, to be specific, puntahan mo yung privacy settings. In your privacy settings, you choose the information that you want to show in public. Halimbawa lang you do not want to show your birthday. What do you do? Turn it off. Ayaw mo pakita yung address mo. What do you do? Turn it off. Ayaw mo pakita ang inyong references. What do you do? Turn it off. So lahat na naka-off, hindi lalabas sa public. At sino may control niyan? Kayo lang. O, di ba? Ang maganda pa rito, real-time update yan. Halimbawa, today, you decide not to show your birthday, your address, and references. And then 5 minutes later, you decide, sige, pakita ko na nga birthday ko. Turn it on. Real-time. 5 minutes later, the moment you save your settings, lahat na binigyan mo ng resume link, updated na rin sila real-time. As in real-time. Di ba? Ayos, di ba? Sige, tuloy natin. Tuloy pa natin to. So, reminders ko na lang sa mga late na dumating or kakakinig lang, when you make your resume link, make sure that your profile is interesting and attractive. Okay? Wag OA. Iba yung over naman yun, no? Wag naman ganun. So make sure it's attractive, it's catchy. Complete all the information, especially your contact details. Kasi sayang naman lahat ng ginawa mo, nahuli mo attention, hindi ka makontak ng HR. So better make sure nandiyan yung mga contact details na updated. Okay? So yan. So tapos na tayo sa 2 steps. Last step na lang. Ano yung first step? Recap lang. First step is register. Wala tong bayad. Libre po yan. Second step is for you to complete the information. Yan ang pinaka-logical. And the last step now is for you to submit. So you're now thinking, okay to paano ko gagamitin ngayon yung resume link? Bigyan kita ng iba-ibang paraan. Okay, lahat ito practical application para makarelate kayo. Unang option, pumunta ka sa website ng jobs180.com. That's www.jobs180.com, and that's where you now start to look for companies. Type the companies that you're looking for. Pag may lumabas, edi good. Pag walang lumabas, edi wala. Okay, huwag din pilitin. Okay? Now, you can also see there a lot of companies, a lot of company logos that you can shop around, you can choose, learn about the company, and if you want to be part of the company, I recommend you submit your resume link kahit na hindi ka pa qualified. Let me repeat what I just said. If you want to be part of an organization, if you want to be part of that company, even if you are not yet qualified, I recommend you give your resume link to that company. Bakit? Imagine, kung ngayong hapon, ngayong araw, nagsubmit ka ng resume link sa isang kumpanya na naghahanap ng 3 years experience na aplikante. Wala ka pang 3 years experience. Okay lang. Because nabigay mo na yung resume link mo sa kanya, pagdating ng 2024, siguro naman by that time, meron ka ng 3 years experience, di ba? Kasi nag-work ka na ngayon by 2021. By 2024, may 3 years experience ka na, pwede ka na ma-qualify dun sa position in-applyan mo. And you never know. That company might just contact you later on, provided that your details are still updated. So you have to update those information real time. Ayos ba? Ayos, di ba? Wala nang pabalik-balik. Hindi mo na kailangan magbalik-balik dun sa kumpanya para sabihin, nag-apply po ko sa inyo last year. Ako po yung OJT nyo 3 months ago. Wala lang ganun. Okay? Another practical application. When you submit your resumes through email, how do you do that? Madalas, ito ginagawa natin. Mag-email tayo, sasabihin natin, Dear HR Manager, I would like to apply for the following position and this is my resume. Ano gagawin nyo? I-attach mo yung Word file mo or PDF file mo. Tama? If that is how you're doing it, wag mo nang gawin yon. Wag ka na mag-attach ng anything sa email. Pampabagal lang yan, tsaka makaluma na yung style na yan. Bakit ko sinabi yon? Kasi hindi mo na kailangan talaga mag-attach ng anything. Ang gagawin mo, i-type mo na lang doon sa email mo yung resume link mo. Example, Dear HR Manager, I would like to apply for the following position. And this is my resume. In this example, Antonio Juan de la Cruz, 01.jobs180.com. That's it. Submit. I look forward to your information. Thank you. Send. Every time meron kang babaguhin sa details mo, hindi mo na kailangan padalhan yung HR. Kasi kung ginagamit mo mga attachment, ang kulit niyan ang kulit, saka nakapagod. Ano gagawin mo pag nagbago ka ng phone number? Dear HR Manager, this is now my updated resume. Mamaya-maya, 2 weeks later, nagpalit ka ng phone number. Ano gagawin mo? Dear HR Manager, this is now my updated, most recent resume. O di ba? Every time meron kang babaguhin, padala ka na padala doon sa HR. Nakakapagod yan, hindi lang sa part nyo, kundi sa part din namin sa mga HR to keep track which one yung pinaka-updated na details. So this time, wala na kailangan. Palit-palit na lang kayo ng details nyo. Update na lang sa loob ng resume link. Ayos ba? Ayos pa. Okay, tuloy pa natin to. Okay? If you want to print your resume, this is now the good news. You can now print your resume link. No matter how much information you have, the system will try to compress everything into one page. So kung gusto mo talaga mag-print ng papel at mag-submit sa mga kumpanya, walang kaso. Pumunta ka lang sa dashboard mo, hanapin mo yung print na option at mamili ka kung 1 column or 2 column version ang gusto mo i-print. What the system will do is it will try to compress everything into one page para tipid na. O, di ba? Now, usapang tipid. Ito mas tipid pa. Gusto mo mag-print ng resume pero gusto mo magtipid. Itong gawin mo. Gumawa ka ng resume link card. Ano tong resume link card? Sa isang pirasong long bond or short bond paper, mag-design ka ng maraming resume link card. No? Maliliit lang, parang business card ang dating. In one piece of paper, I think you can make 10, 20 sets of cards. Depende sa size ng papel mo. At ang importante na ilagay mo dyan sa resume link card mo ay syempre ang inyong resume link. Diba? So, hindi mo na kailangan ilagay lahat ng details mo sa resume sa loob ng maliit na papel. Lagay mo lang resume link mo. And that is what you now give to the companies when you start applying. Look at the picture I'm showing you. Diba? Tipid. Hindi lang tipid, secured pa. tingnan nyo. If you submit yung big paper resume nyo, long bond paper, sinubmit mo sa isang kumpanya, nag-apply ka. For some reason, nilipad ng hangin. Yung nakapulot ng papel na yan, alam na buong detalye mo because everything is in that one-page printout. Now, if you lose that small piece of paper, don't worry. Meron kang peace of mind. Bakit? Yung mga kapulot niyan, limited sa privacy settings mo because you have the ultimate control over your privacy settings kahit na i-type niya yan sa browser. Okay? So, ang recommend ko rin sa mga nakikinig, use the gadget. Take advantage of the technology. Use your gadget, your laptop, your cell phone, your tablet, kung ano man. Okay? Para ngayon kasi, this day and age, technology na ang gamitin natin. Kung mano-mano pa rin kayo, wala kayong gadget, okay lang. Huwag kayong malungkot. You can still submit to the companies by just simply writing the resume link on a piece of paper. As simple as that. Okay? So, again, sa mga nagtatanong, ano yung mga guidelines ko para makagawa ako ng job-winning resume? Ito yung guideline ko. Ito yung checklist ko. Are you using the right tool? That's the ultimate question. There are so many tools right now, but these are the things that you should consider when you make your resume. And that is the resume link. It already addresses the following. Number 1, security ng information mo. I hope by this time, you have peace of mind. Ito na ang pinaka-secure na information because you have the ultimate control over your privacy setting. Pangalawa, the speed of hire becomes faster. It becomes more efficient because whatever you need, whatever the HR needs, you can already put it inside the resume link. Another thing is that it's flexible. If you want to print, just in case lang gusto mo talaga mag-print ng resume nyo, you have the option to print it. And you don't have to worry about saan ko sinave yung file na yan, saan ko tinago, wala nang ganun. Just log into your account and print. Mamili ka lang kung 1 column or 2 column version. At higit sa lahat, wala po itong bayad. Tipid po ito. Walang bayad. Okay? Ang kailangan mo lang, of course, internet. Sa mga nag-iisip sa inyo, sir, kailangan ko ng pan-data, pwede ka naman makakonect sa internet na walang data eh. Punta ka sa libreng wifi. Di ba? Baka yung kapitbahay nyo may libreng wifi, o makagamit ka muna. Later on, pag may trabaho ka na, may sweldo na, bayaran mo yung wifi niya. O di ba? Bawi-bawi lang yan. No? Give and take. And there are a lot more benefits to just what I've mentioned. Marami pang iba. You can share your resume link to whatever platform you want to share it to. Gusto mo i-text? Gusto mo siya i-private message? Gusto mo i-send via Viber? Kayo bahala. Pwede mo i-share. Basta kayo may control. Ganun lang kasimple. No? Kung hindi mo ito binigay sa kahit kanino, hindi malalaman to nung taong yon. And you don't have to save it to whatever USBs or hard drive. No need na. Wala rin tong mga tipong version na kailangan pa mag-compatible. Walang ganun. Lahat ito compatible. Pwede lahat. Okay? So, shout out na lang ako. Shout out to all our school partners. By the grace of God, right now, we have about 400 plus colleges and university partners nationwide, including your alma mater. So, thank you. We're very thankful for this opportunity that we're able to do this kahit tayo nasa loob ng bahay, kahit kayo ay nasa loob ng bahay. So, hindi tayo physically nagpe-present, pero nakakatulong pa rin tayo, especially if you have friends or relatives whom you think would need this tool. Please share this to them. Okay? Sa mga nagtatanong naman ng mga frequently asked questions, sasagutin ko na. Ito kasi yung mga common questions na kadalasan tinatanong sa akin. Ang tanong, can I give my resume link to companies who do not know about jobs180.com? The answer is absolutely yes. It depends kung sino ang bibigyan mo. Ikaw may ultimate control niyan. Okay? Pangalawang question, is this the same as other job platform like LinkedIn, JobStreet, iba pang mga job site? The answer is no. Meron tong dalawang major difference. Yes. Lalo na pagdating sa security. Okay. Of course, explain lang ako Okay. With respect to the other sites that I've mentioned, let me just use JobStreet as an example para lang mas makarelate, no? Para makarelate. You can only use JobStreet resume if you're applying to companies who are also using JobStreet. If you're applying to a company who is not using JobStreet, you cannot use your JobStreet resume anymore. With your resume link, you can use this to any type of company, any platform, wherever they are. Kahit sa loob ng Pilipinas or sa labas ng Pilipinas, pwede mong applyan. Kahit hindi niya alam ang Jobs 180, basta alam niya ang resume link mo, pwede niya mabuksan ang profile at makita according to your settings. That's the first difference. Pangalawang difference, kung nabigay mo na, kung na-submit mo na ang JobStreet resume mo sa isang company, wala ka nang pwedeng baguhin. Lahat ng data mo nandun na yan sa HR. Yes. Hindi na magbabago yan real time. With your resume link, na-submit mo today, mali pala number mo, na-submit mo today, mali pala yung spelling mo, you can always edit it, enter, save it. Real-time update. Lahat ng bigyan mo ng resume link updated real-time. Ayos? Okay, tulitin sa number 3 question. Number 3 question is the easiest question. Ang tanong dito is, can I keep my information secured? I hope by this time, na-convince ko na kayo na ito na ang pinaka-secured na platform. Okay? That's the reason why I'm sharing this to you. Okay? Number 4, I think this is the most important question. How often should you update your resume link? Ang sagot dito, hindi araw-araw, hindi linggo-linggo, hindi buwan-buwan, hindi taon-taon. Ang sagot dito ay every time. Every time na meron kayong babaguhin, lalo na ang contact details nyo. Yan ang importante. You have to update your contact details every time na meron kayong papalitan doon. Kasi yan yung paraan para makontak kayo ng mga companies. And the last question is just a trivia. Why is this called jobs180.com? This is called jobs180.com because we want to turn your life around. Yan, di ba? 180 degrees. Hindi siya 360. Kasi kung 360, bumalik ka lang kung saan ka galing, edi balik-balik ka lang, balik-balik ka lang, balik-balik ka lang, di wala nangyari. Di ba? So you have to do it 180 degrees. It's a straight line towards your career goal. Okay? Just in case may tanong pa kayo, nahiya magtanong, pumunta lang kayo sa website namin, sa jobs180.com, or email us, email me, here sa info@jobs180.com. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, follow us on Instagram para makakuha kayo ng mga latest trends in recruitment. Okay? Again, my name is Kim Chu Wa. Don't forget yung Wa. Okay? Baka Kim Chu lang maalala nyo. Na nagsasabing, be safe at isang magandang araw po sa inyong lahat. Thank you.
Okay, so that was Sir Kim with this presentation on resume link, and we have Sir Kim here for the Q&A. So to our viewers, I encourage you again to type ang inyong questions for Sir Kim dito sa comment section. Post nyo lang dyan. Thank you sa ating viewers kasi nag-post sila nung ni-request natin na name, course, and year of graduation. Sir Kim, if nakikita mo, marami na po sa ating viewers ang nag-comment nung mga hiningi nating details mula nung nagsimula pa lang. So, parami
Yes.
sila na So, dinomonitor ko, sir, talagang parami ng parami. Anyway, sir, I'll start with the Q&A while yung ating audience ay siguro iniisip pa kung ano ang pag-phrase nila ng kanilang questions. Unahan kita, sir, na yung sa pagdating sa pag-update ng resume link, ilang beses natin in-emphasize kanina. And I think yung best example is pagdating dun sa change in mobile number. Sayang kung hindi mo in-update. Anong other details ang relevant? Bakit mo kailangan i-update yung iba bukod doon sa inyong mobile number kapag may nagbago?
It's very important that you update your information, not just the contact number. Yan talaga pinaka-importante, like ko sinasabi. Kasi in-update mo lahat, hindi ka makontak ng HR, walang kwenta. Diba? So you really have to update your contact details. Now, aside from the contact details, it is also very important to update other information so that the people that you have submitted your resume link to, example lang, nasubmit mo na previously, they would know about yung development mo sa career mo. Baka naman nung time na nag-apply ka, fresh grad pa lang, kailangan nila ng someone na may experience or may development sa ganitong klaseng field of study, that time wala ka pa. Nagkataon, later on, 6 months later or 1 year later, meron ka na gano'ng experience, in-update mo, ang maganda ron is yung mga ibang hindi ka originally na-consider, pwede ka na ma-consider. That's one. The other item is so that you don't forget. Kasi minsan, di ba, in the course of your career, wag na lang yung career, dito mo tayo sa school para makarelate kayo sa mga nakikinig ng mga estudyante. Madalas, gagawa kayo ng information ng resume nyo kung kailan kailangan nyo na maghanap ng trabaho. At nakalimutan nyo na kung ano nangyari nung fresh grad ka, nung freshman ka, nung second year ka, anong mga organization sinali mo, ano yung mga activities pinagkakaabalahan mo, di ba? So, nakalimutan mo lahat yan kasi hindi naman yan kaagad instant maalala mo in your memory, di ba? So, you have to think about it pa. Now, ganun din sa career. Sa trabaho nyo, as you progress, if you join some seminars, if the company sends you to some training, you just keep on updating your information. Yan yung mas maganda. Di ba? And then later on, lahat yan, padami na padagdag. Di ba? Ganun mangyayari. So, magiging useful lalo yung resume link ninyo.
Okay. Sir Kim, isang quick follow-up question lang, and I guess quick answer ang expected from you.
Sige.
Pagdating sa pag-update kasi, I think relevant ito na question usually ng ating applicants is yung pag-apply sa mga open job positions kung saan ang qualifications nila ay hindi swak sa job posting.
Mm-mm. Ako recommend ko kahit na hindi sila qualified, they submit their resume link to those companies and organization that they want to be part of. The reason for that is hindi naman nagtatapos yung opportunity sa today lang eh. Kung today hindi ka pasado, it's okay. Just give your resume link to that company. You never know. Weeks later or perhaps months later or even years later, 'di ba? When the door opens for opportunities, at least nandun ka na. 'Di ba? Nandun ka na. Hindi mo na may keep track lahat ng kumpanyang in-applyan mo na every week, 'di ba? Ano nangyari kaya? Okay na kaya application ko diyan? Babalik-balikan mo ba? Normally hindi, 'di ba? Once you have submitted your information, andun na 'yun dun sa company. So you just have to update na lang yung side mo, 'di ba? With the hope na ma-consider ka dun sa mga positions na gusto mong pasukan sa mga companies na 'yon. Okay? So apply lang kahit hindi kayo qualified pa for now.
Okay, so thank you Sir Kim sa inyong sagot. So to our viewers, sana ma-encourage kayo na mag-apply lang ng mag-apply. And dahil nga may real-time update sa inyong resume link, ma-update yan, makikita ni HR kapag may bagong nababago at baka bagay ka sa other positions. So Sir Kim, dito nagtatapos ang ating Q&A. Thank you very much for
Thank you rin
taking
po.
the time para samahan tayo today. To our audience, final na announcement lang, make your account. Gawin nyo na inyong resume link. Wag na natin patagalin. Go to jobs180.com or your Jobs180 school page, schools.jobs180.com/GJC. And don't forget to verify your account and to use your personal email. Wag lang yung school email since it's likely na hindi nyo siya magamit later on. So verify and use your personal email as much as possible. So thank you, Sir Kim. Mag-move na po tayo sa
Okay, thank you everyone. Be safe. Thank you, Sir Robert. Bye-bye.
Thank you. And goodbye, Sir Kim. So as mentioned, mag-move on na tayo sa ating second topic. And that's our second out of 3 topics today. And now we will be moving forward. And now I would like to introduce our speaker. Our speaker will be handling the talk Disconnect to Connect. He graduated from Central Luzon State University with a degree of Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, major in Human Resources and Development Management. His desire to be part of a diverse and a well-known organization motivates him to be part of a BPO industry. His tenure of 5 years in the human resource encourages him to step up and leads him to be a candidate engagement supervisor overseeing Pasig. Let's welcome Mr. Jeffrey Asirot, Supervisor of Candidate Engagement of Inspiro. Good
Hi
morning.
everyone. Good morning.
Good morning, Sir Jeffrey. So we have here our viewers from the Jesus College, and if namomonitor mo ang ating comments, marami na po sila na dito. So, well, let's
Yes.
go with your presentation, starting with testing your screen share po.
Okay.
Okay, so right now, nakikita ko na ang inyong presentation, naka-full screen. Your video and audio seems fine, so you could start na. I'll be backstage and back here kapag time na for our Q&A. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Sir Robert. Okay. Hi everyone. Good morning. So yes, I'm Jeffrey from Inspiro and I'm part of the candidate engagement team. So guys, for today's discussion, I will be discussing you how to disconnect with your social media accounts and connect with more important things, specifically with your families and your students. Okay. So if you have questions, you may use our comment box, and we have our Q&A later after the discussion. Okay. All right. So let's start, guys. What are the topics that I'll be discussing with you guys? First is the importance of social media and how does it affects our daily lives. Okay. All right. So let's start. Um, have you been into a situation, guys, in which you felt lonely, like no one cares about all the things that happens in your life? So some of you already experienced or failing on their grades, broke up with their boyfriends or girlfriends, problems on their subjects, facing family problems, and don't know what to do about it. And then pandemic happened. So some feel really annoyed, stressed, and depressed, right? So these situations actually affects our physical, emotional, and mental health. And this is where social media actually enters, okay? Through social media, we are able to express ourselves, our feelings on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and other social media platforms just to gain sympathy from other people. In these ways, at least it eases of what we feel and comes as from these situations. So, uh, as being said, there are actually important advantages and disadvantages of social media. Okay, so guys, what are the importances of social media? First, it serves as for an instant online discussion. So since we're in pandemic right now, social media plays a great role as a medium of interaction with other people and communicating with other communities and like online classes and making friends with other people. Okay, and next is communication and relationships. So through social media, it is easier for us to communicate with our loved ones and friends, even if someone or some of them are in different places already. Also, social media helps us to explore other things. So we are not only using social media for entertainment purposes only, but some of us uses it as or to explore and discover great things that they are interested with. There are people also uses this one to, yeah, as I've mentioned, exploring their interest. Example, some of us uh, searches for their, let's say, favorite movies, or if they are interested in arts, they are actually joining different groups as well. Okay, and next one is uh, getting an opportunity with the use of social media. So many of us actually take advantage of the use of social media, specifically when they are looking for a job, because most of the companies right now uses this platform in posting their job vacancies, also in branding and promoting their companies. Example is the Jobs 180 Facebook page and Inspiro Philippines FB page for Inspiro. So given that there are importances of social media, we also experience different disadvantages of social media. So what are those disadvantages? First, it causes face-to-face interactions to feel disconnected. Okay. Yes, we are able to have communicate with our family and friends even we're not saying their faces. Yes, we have video calls and we can used to see them, but as a personal interaction, helps in conveying and showing how we really feel about them. Some of us feel like there is a lack of emotional connection to those people that they are talking with, and the authenticity of the feeling that they have to feel to the person they are talking with. So I believe, guys, as a students, you experience it already na you're hanging out with your friends, right? So let's say sa mga fast food chain or sa university canteens natin, there are na-experience nyo na yung magkakasama kayo, nakatambay or nag-hangout kayo, pero meron at meron tayong friend na hawak lang yung phone, yung tipong parang wala siyang kasama. So if you experience that, guys, already, yung tipong andyan siya pero feel disconnected pa rin tayo, na hindi natin nararamdaman yung presence niya dahil nakatutok lang siya dun sa gadget niya, sa phone, sa tablet, or sa laptop na. Yun yung ibig sabihin nung first disadvantage natin. Okay? Next is facilitate laziness. Yes, correct, guys. Instead of doing more important things, we are focusing on doing things that we are not interested with. We actually use social media just to ease our loneliness and yung boredom as an escape to reality. So sometimes, imbes na gawin natin yung mga importanteng bagay, wala lang. Tutok lang tayo, since tutok lang tayo sa phone natin, sa gadgets natin, nakatunga nga lang tayo, and yung tipong mabigat yung pakiramdam natin na tinatamad na lang tayo gumawa ng mga bagay na dapat nating asikasuhin. Okay? And next one is reduces family closeness. So since we are focusing on our mobile phones, laptops, and tablets, we are unaware that our relationship with our families is already affected. So some of us forget uh, to do those things like yung attending of family gatherings and events or a simple dinner with your family Kasi nga, yun na, tamad na tayo, wala na tayong focus sa family natin. And mas nakafocus tayo sa mga nangyayari sa social media accounts natin and yung nangyayari sa community. Nawawala na tayo ng time sa family. Okay? And the last one is the most important one, yung affects mental health. There are people who post everything themselves or everything about themselves, like how they feel, yung opinions nila into a certain situation, social media, but they didn't know them at all, 'di ba? May mga nagpo-post or may mga nagko-comment sa post natin na hindi naman talaga natin kakilala, and there are times na hindi naman lahat sila nag-agree. So in these situations, there are people who experience being bullied, bashed by other people, and some feel stressed and depressed. So that causes a mental breakdown. There are also times that we tend to hurt other people's feelings. Sorry. So yun nagiging disadvantages nung social media, yung nagiging apektado na yung buong yung family, yung friends, yung personal closeness natin with other people, and most importantly, yung mental health natin. And okay, for the next topic, or for the next slide, why disconnecting to social media is important. Okay, first is discover time. It is better if you're not glued to your mobile phones and laptops, and think how much time we spend on these gadgets. Always have time with your families, like going on a vacation or a simple lunch out. So guys, let's think about it na what if yung time natin sa social media or yung paggamit ng mga gadgets natin is mas nag-focus tayo or mas binigay natin sa family natin and friends, di ba? So, ibig sabihin, mas magkakaroon pa tayo ng yung relationship natin with those people is more intact, and yung band, nagkakaroon pa tayo ng band with them. Di ba? So, mas maganda yung nagiging relationship natin sa kanila. Next is reduce stress. So for students, guys, like you, it is better to take a rest after a long day of studying, doing projects and requirements like school papers and theses. It is also better to have time for yourself and reconnect. So in what ways ba tayo makapag-reduce ng stress as a student? First, if you have time, take a nap or pwede tayo matulog nang walang iisipin, na hindi natin inisip yung mga school requirements. If you have time to exercise, play with your pet if you have, and yung meditation, pwede rin. And yung mga mahilig dyan sa music, makinig tayo ng mga music na, or yung mga songs na talagang interesado tayo. Kasi parang yung ibang tao, dun sila nakakakuha yung calmness, tapos dun tayo nakakapag-rest. Okay? And mental health. Siguro the best way is yung, or one of the best reason kung bakit natin mag-disconnect sa social media is to have a healthy mental health. Okay, in social media kasi we're able to see posts that really amaze us or sometimes make us envy. So what I advise, guys, is to stop scrolling. Think of positive thoughts and never compare yourself to other people. So nagkakaroon kasi tayo ng comparison sa social media. Okay? And yung physical health. So as part of reduce stress, pwede tayong mag-exercise para ma-release natin yung mga stresses natin and para makaiwas din tayo sa paggamit ng mga gadgets natin. And as a student, guys, very important to make your schedule, and also always set your phone on do not disturb mode for you to avoid checking your device regarding on your schedules. Okay? And next is start your day with another way. So in opening your eyes, guys, every morning, avoid handling or checking your gadgets. Have your healthy and delicious breakfast first, or have a sip of coffee before starting your day. And kung dati, laging phone, every morning, phone yung hawak natin or yung gadgets na ang hawak natin, baguhin natin siya. What if magpunta muna tayo sa family natin, di ba? So, mag-breakfast tayo with them para bago naman yung nagiging routine natin. Okay? Alright. So, most important, guys, is yung wag nating gawin na or wag natin palaging ginagawa yung palagi tayong nakatutok sa phone natin. Okay? Kasi, yun nga, nakita nyo naman yung mga disadvantages na pwede ninyong makuha when you are so much attached to your social media accounts. Okay, so I think that's it, guys. So if you have questions, we'll have our Q&A with Sir Robert.
Thank you, Sir Jeffrey, for your talk. Very relevant siguro to para sa ating mga viewers dahil
Yes.
I'm sure madami sa kanila ay gumagamit ng social media ng madalas. And in fact, kung saan tayo right now, nag-stream,
Yes.
nasa Facebook po tayo. So, dapat na nakikita namin kayo, nakasama dito. Ibig sabihin may social media account kayo, most likely.
Yeah.
So,
Correct,
Sir
man.
Jeffrey, well, may question ako while we are waiting for questions from the audience. My question is about using social media na ang effects nito sa job hunting. Meron bang times na, or is it possible that yung post mo sa social media ay makaka-affect sa hiring sa'yo ng ibang company?
Okay. So, kung yung post ko ba is makaka-affect sa hiring ng other companies, correct? So,
Like kung anong pinost ko sa wall ko, kung makita ni ng company o makita ni Inspiro, maapektuhan ba to?
Okay. So first of all, personal account mo naman siya. So you have the you have the right kung ano yung gusto mong i-post doon. Okay? So wala naman for me wala namang sigurong na totally walang pakialam yung company. Pero kasi if you are siguro mas maganda kung magfo-focus ka na lang muna or i-maximize natin yung use ng social media account natin. Na kung naghahanap pa ng work, better kung maghanap pa ng work. Kasi kesa yung ubusin mo yung time mo kapo-post ng kung ano-anong bagay tapos wala ka namang makukuhang benefits, example, di ba? So yun lang, you need to maximize na lang yung use of your social media account.
Okay. Paano, Sir Jeffrey, as a follow-up question, na if ever ang social media account nila ay nakikita ng HR and then may pinapost silang medyo problematic na or very controversial statements na hindi normally tanggap ng sa ating culture or society, anong mangyayari? Possible ba na magka-effect to?
It would be depending, tulad ng sabi ko, depende kasi yun kung ano yung ipopost. Kung halimbawa, example lang guys, so halimbawa, anti ka or hindi ka or disagree ka sa ganitong klaseng topic, tapos nag-comment ka or pinost mo siya, di ba? So, kasi yun personal view mo yun eh, di ba? Kumbaga, yung point of view mo, personal opinion mo siya. Okay? Siguro naman, kung ako yung employer, iba yung paano ko ba siya explain? Iba yung, ito yung point of view mo, hindi kita kailangang pakialamanan kung ito yung sa amin as employer. Di ba? Siguro ganun na lang siya. Hindi ko siya pakikialamanan for me.
So, in terms of yung opinions nyo, hindi kayo dapat mag-worry na kung same ba to sa HR, they are respecting yung kung ano ang views mo, pero siguro wag lang yung mga I don't know.
Unless kung yung
mo.
unless yung pinopost mo antay dun sa company mo. Example,
Values ng company.
'di ba? Yes, syempre. Example nga kami sa Inspiro, halimbawa nag-post ako na against kay Inspiro. Syempre i-call out ako ng HR namin. 'Di ba? So madiding ako doon na bakit mo siya pinost? Anong nangyari? You need to explain them. 'Di ba?
So,
kung hindi naman related kay company mismo, hindi naman siguro magre-react si company na pakikialamanan yung post mo mismo as personal or yung personal point of view mo.
A good point yun, Sir Jeffrey, na well, kung halatang against Inspiro yung pinopost, magkakaproblema tayo dyan. Two, if yung values nga ng company hindi
Mm-mm.
align. Kasi, well, to
Yeah.
our viewers, important when you are applying is to do your research sa mga companies, one of which dapat yung research ay yung values ng company.
Yes, correct.
Kung
Uh,
ni-research nyo yun at nagsabi kayo ng post kayong marami going against that, it might be problematic moving on. So,
mm-mm.
so
Correct.
Sir Jeffrey, sige, go ahead po.
Ayun. So yun nga, tulad ng sabi mo Sir Robert, as long as hindi naman concern si company, siguro wala namang hindi ka naman siguro maka-call out ng company mo mismo. Pero kung against sa kanila or not totally against sa kanila or medyo meron kang nasabi na hindi maganda dun sa company, siguro dun lang tayo kakausapin nung employer natin.
So we just have to be sensitive on
Yes.
mostly kung paano mo rin sinabi. Malaking factor din is how you post it. Kasi kung hindi naman agree yung views nyo, well, if respectful, I guess yung pagka-post nyo, it won't be much of an issue kung talagang, I don't know, kung mga pinapost mo galit na galit ka sa kung sino or what. So
Correct.
that's a reason. So that's actually one important thing to consider when using social media, not just when applying to company. Kahit yung normal posts nyo lang, factor din yun. Parang yung sabi ni Sir Jeffrey, mental health, baka after bullying, mga ganong kailangan consider sa statements natin, baka maapektuhan moving forward yung ganon.
Kaya nga sinasabi nila, di ba? Think before you click. So yun na yung mga bagay na yan. Yun yung mga bagay na dapat nating isaalang-alang kapag nag-post tayo sa social media accounts natin.
So yun nga to our viewers, think before you click. Actually, ngayon ko lang narinig yun, I think. But it makes perfect sense na yun nga, marami kasi kayong time bago nyo i-send yung mga nilalagay nyo sa comment section. Hindi siya yung randomly nasabi mo, ay, nagkamali ako. Kasi ang dami mo ng time bago mo mag-click ng enter ng post. So we are expecting na na-filter nyo na to na maayos itong inisip. So think before you click. That's a good point. So Sir Jeffrey, when it comes to, sabihin natin merong hirap na tabi yung phone nila. Sobrang sanayin na sila sa pagtatabi ng phone. Like kung kasama ang friends, family, yung na-mention mo kanina, ay hirap na ibaba ang phone. Ano ang ma-recommend mong way para ma-encourage yung ating viewers? Anong una nilang pwedeng gawin para matanggal tong bad habit nila?
Siguro first, ako kasi social media rin ako kumbaga tutok din ako. Na totally tutok na talagang halos maghapon sa social media. Pero siguro first isipin muna natin kung ano yung makukuha natin benefit. Kung maghapon man tayo na nasa Facebook lang natin, may makukuha ba tayo? Second, siguro sa parents din, siguro kausapin na natin kung in the first place pa lang, 'di ba, na napapansin mo na nagbabago na maghapon na lang yung anak mo na nasa phone niya sa gadgets niya, kausapin na natin siguro yun. And also, kung nasa social media ka naman, siguro i-maximize natin, tulad ng sabi ko, maximize natin yung use. First, yung kung naghahanap tayo ng work. Second, kung halimbawa, interesado tayo sa art, diba? So, why not mag-search tayo ng mga Facebook groups or check tayo ng videos tungkol sa interest natin. Ganun na lang gawin natin. Kaysa nasa social media nga tayo pero hindi naman importante yung ginagawa natin. Diba? Yun lang. Siguro. And also yung if you're interested naman sa mga, kung gusto mo ng mga challenging, yung mga challenging na gusto mong ng outdoor activities, example, maisipan mo ng mga outdoor activities, gawin mo rin siya para malayo ka man lang sa social media. Kasi, example, yung sa trekking, hiking, di ba? Di ba sa mga, pag nagtitrek ka, medyo mahina na yung signal. So, hindi mo nagagalawin yung phone mo, di ba? So, at least yun, mami-minimize mo yung paggamit ng gadgets mo, tsaka yung social media accounts mo.
Sige, sir. Sir Jeffrey, meron tayong question from the audience. We'll try to flash it across the screen. We have it here from Miss Mary Joy Alberto. What if naka-private po profile mo sa social media and ni-require ka ng company na i-public para ma-monitor SOCMED accounts? Okay lang ba yun? Or meron bang ganon? And I guess asking kung can companies do this?
Okay. Kasi depende naman siguro yan sa magiging boss mo. Pero kasi nga, tulad ng sabi ko kanina, yung social media account mo naman is personal use yun. 'Di ba? As long as hindi naman siguro wala ka namang nasasabing mali dun sa employer mo, hindi ka naman din siguro magpo-private. Kung ang magiging reason mo lang is yung employment. Unless kasi, depende rin kung ano yung reason nung taong yon kung bakit siya nag-private, 'di ba? Baka kasi una meron siyang iniiwasang tao or baka meron siyang hindi gustong makitang mga post, 'di ba? Ayaw niya ng negativities or ayaw niya na gusto niya may social media account lang ako pero gusto ko ako lang nakakakita. 'Di ba? May mga ganun kasing tao na hindi naman natin kailangang example, Robert, ikaw, bakit ka naka-private? Kailangan ko makita yung ano mo. Kailangan mo bang i-push, di ba? So, hindi naman siguro tama rin. For me, hindi rin tama na kailangang i-push ng company na i-public mo lahat yung personal account mo.
Yes, yes. So, yun po ang sagot ni Sir Jeffrey kay Miss Mary Joy. I don't think companies can do that na
Diba?
na or ano, sabihin na bakit ako naka-block sa
Ba't ka naka-private, di ba?
Bakit ka naka-private, bakit friend mo si gantong teammate pero ako hindi. Hindi naman siguro na magiging concern. Pero actually, Miss Mary Joy, important din na i-point out yung mga ganyang consideration kasi moving forward, baka isipin ng ating viewers na talagang kailangan nila gawin yun kapag napagsabihan sila.
Kaya nga tulad yung sabi ko sa Robert, diba? Depende nga kasi baka personal reason kung bakit ka nag-private. Hindi naman pwedeng sabihin ni HR na, ano mo yan? Public mo yan? Hindi ko nakikita yung post mo. Diba? Hindi naman pwedeng ganun na sa pilitan.
Pero yung willingly naka-public yung profile mo, once again, kapag if for instance, hindi naman sinadya ni company, nakita yung post mo na talaga against the company, yun din lang tayo magkaka-issue. Most likely with your post. Pero otherwise, hindi ka pwede sabihin ni company, ni boss mo na accept mo yung friend request.
Yes, nasa sa'yo yun kung gusto mo i-accept yung friend request ng teammate mo, ng HR, di ba?
Sige. So, to our viewers, may questions pa kayo, I encourage you to type it sa comment section. As you can see, papag-usapan ang concerns nyo, maka-flash namin sa screen ang inyong questions, tapos sasagot ni Sir Jeffrey. Inyong question. Sige. While we are waiting sa mga pahabol na questions, I would like to tell our viewers na to learn more about yung company ni Sir Jeffrey, go to jobs180.com/inspiro. That's jobs180.com/inspiro. Nandyan yung sa ilalim ng screen nyo. Ayan, nagsa-scroll right now, apply online. Yan, makikita nyo yung buong account nila dyan. And yeah, visit nyo yung jobs180.com page nila. Sige. So, bibigay akong last call para sa ating mga pahabol na questions bago tayo makapag-move on. Sige. So, Sir Jeffrey, thank you very much for joining us today for giving advice dito sa ating mga students. Once again, sabi ko nga very relevant ang inyong topic. And we hope to have you with us again sa ating mga future webinars.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Sir Robert. Thank you, guys.
Okay, Sir Jeffrey. So, that's the second topic natin out of 3. And I think we could move forward na dun sa ating third topic. And I would now like to introduce our speaker who would be talking about how to boost productivity at work. She is a recruitment and marketing professional who has 6 years worth of well-rounded experience in talent attraction, specifically involving both internal and external talent sourcing initiatives. With her current role as Talent Acquisition Officer, she is responsible for VXI's recruitment, targeted advertising campaigns, and strategic brand partnerships. Let's welcome Ms. Fidelity Pepito, Talent Acquisition Officer of VXI Global. Good morning, Ms. Fidelity.
Hello. Hi,
Hello.
Robert. Good morning. Good morning, everyone.
So, I'm glad to have you here with us. So, sa dami ng webinars na ginawa na ng Jobs 180, ngayon ko lang po kayo yata nakasama sa ating webinar. So, hello.
Yeah, it's
Nice
my
to
first
meet you. And
time.
hopefully,
Hello.
marami pa tayo moving forward. Sige. So, start na po natin. Share natin ang ating screen. Okay.
Yeah, I'm sharing a screen na. Can you see it na po?
I could see it, pero hindi lang po siya naka-full screen sa aming view. Kita pa namin yung
Okay.
slides mo sa gilid.
Alright.
Sige.
Set to window or F5. Can you see my screen or full screen na po?
Hindi pa rin po full screen. Kita pa rin ang, well, basically lahat pa rin ng slide sa gilid, yung toolbar sa taas.
How about now?
Hindi pa rin pa. Actually, I think we've encountered a problem na rin tulad nito. Ang workaround po namin is, instead of sharing as presentation, baka pwede nyo po siya share as yung buong screen nyo and then i-full screen nyo sa inyong screen. Pero beforehand, remind ko lang po kayo that if you will be trying itong workaround namin na ito, pasara na lang po yung mga programs nyo, applications na baka may messages kayong magpa-pop up. So, I feel na kailangan ko na i-disclose yun, remind kayo kasi nangyari na po sa akin na naka-share yung full screen ko at may notify na message na hindi work-related, hindi related sa talk ko. So, try po natin yung workaround na yun.
It's okay.
Yan,
Alright.
okay na po.
How about now? Can you see my full screen na? Okay.
Naka-full screen na
I
po.
actually closed the other apps naman na. Okay. Thank
Okay.
you.
Sige pa. Okay. So at least kung nag-work naman yung ating workaround. So I'll be backstage and balik na lang ako here para sa ating Q&A. You could start na po. Thank you.
All right. Okay. See you later. Okay. So to start, I'd like to introduce myself first. My name is Fidelity, but you can actually guys call me Fidel. So I will be talking about how to boost productivity at work. So I will be sharing some tips, or maybe later on I'll share some experience as well. So to start, okay. Oh, okay. So to start, I'd like to give you an overview first regarding our agenda today. But I'd like to say, individually, we are different to one another. So this might be effective for you, or this may not for some. But try to incorporate these tips, assess yourself, and then yeah, we can check it if you can incorporate this to how to boost your productivity at work. Okay. So one is to stop multitasking. Two, take breaks. Three, set small goals. Four, take care of the biggest task that you have when you're most alert. Number five, implement the 2-minute rule. So later on, I will be sharing each topic. So let's move on for the first one, which is stop multitasking. Okay. So whenever you do multitask, or whenever you do something in multiple at once, the tendency would be your attention would be divided into two or more, depending on how many tasks you're currently doing. So since your attention would be divided into two or more by doing a multiple task at once, uh, your attention is divided. So the tendency would be the idea or the creativity will be compromised because you can fully invest yourself in one task at a time. So instead of giving your all at this specific task at once, the tendency would be you also need to think, or you also need to answer the questions of someone that maybe you are currently talking to, and maybe you also doing some other tasks aside from that. So yeah, the tendency would be your attention is divided, so you really can't invest yourself fully to one task at a time. So since the creativity, or you can't fully give your ideas to that, the quality of the product or the task that you're currently doing might decline. So you know to yourself that you can still give your best to that. Pero unfortunately, since you're also doing a different task while doing this specific one, um, naghahalo-halo. So the tendency is yung quality of the product, instead na ma-perfect siya, parang may kulang. Or if maybe it can be completed, but meron pang mas better or may maigaganda pa siya, supposedly. If you can just focus yourself in doing that task at a time, one task at a time. Okay. Also, since your attention would be divided into two or more, depende kung gaano karami yung task that you're currently doing, um, the tendency would be you might forget other steps na kailangan pala lagay ko yung name ni ganito, but unfortunately nakalimutan. So the tendency is to commit mistakes also kapag marami tayong ginagawa or kapag sinasabay-sabay yung the task, pag ginagawa natin itong multitasking. And then lastly, prioritization of your tasks are being misplaced. So prioritization is really important because we need to identify first what are the tasks that you need to finish first, and then what are the biggest tasks or what is the most important task na kailangan nating i-invest fully our attention. So next would be, just a disclaimer, sorry. For multitasking, this can be efficient to some. This may be increase their productivity, but then again, that might not work to everyone. So these are the some cons. Why do we need to stop multitasking? Kasi we really need to focus at one task at a time so that we can give our best in finishing or completing that specific task or the to finish that product or that project. Okay, so take breaks. So for this one, I think everyone would agree. Everyone needs to take breaks or need to need they need to I need they need to take breaks as a breather. Kasi if we're going to work 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. shift, of course, we really need to have breaks or take breaks in between so that you can have or it will serve as an energy booster for you then. So if you're gonna work like 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. straight without taking breaks, the tendency would be first, it is stressful. Second, magugutom ka. Third would be, of course, we'll get burned out. So if we get burnt out, the tendency is we won't be able to think of more ideas, or again the creativity will be compromised because we already use all of our energy if we're gonna do it as in fully straight. So taking breaks is important. So yeah, and then of course, if you're going to take breaks, it reduces stress and also improves your health. So maybe you can take a 5 minute walk if you're currently in the office. Well, if you're doing work from home now, maybe you can just go outside, breath, take a deep breath, and have some fresh air. So, and then of course, if you are in the good mood, you already have energy. The tendency would be your performance and creativity will be boosted. So, or there are higher chances that the ideas will be coming in since you are already energy boosted and you have a positivity on that uh, day after taking a break. Okay, next is set small goals. Whenever we receive a big project or if we see our calendar that has a big projects upcoming, or if you have a series of event or series of projects that you have, it might be overwhelming And of course, it is stressful. Of course, kapag nakita mo, ang dami ko palang gagawin. Parang minsan since it is overwhelming, parang you don't know where to start. Diba? As they say, it's the first step that is the hardest na umpisahan. Parang hindi mo alam kung saan ka mag-uumpisa. So, one thing that you can do is to categorize or to break down the task into tiny fragments. So, looking at the bigger picture, you can categorize it each like for this day, what I'm gonna do is to start from the part one up to part three, which is the introduction or the preparation of this and that. And then after I accomplish this, I can start or move forward to the other. So by doing that, aside from the fact that you can monitor each of the tasks that you have, and then also you have an overview what is already done and what needs to be done. So mas pakikita mo kung ano pa yung kailangan mo, and of course since it is itemized or it is breakdown into tiny fragments, makikita mo kung ano pang kulang. So, saan pa ako kulang? I can insert some, I can still talk to ganyan so that she or he can still have some inputs. Parang ganon. So that you can see the full view of your project. Okay. Set small goals. Uh, Next would be take care of the biggest task when you're most alert. So there's no such time or a fixed schedule that works for everyone. Na like 9 to 6 p.m. That's the best time to do this job. Parang ganon. There's no such thing. It really depends on the person. So for this one, you need to do task prioritization. Which item or which project is the most important thing? That's one. You need to identify that. Also, you need to consider the timeline. Anong project yung pinaka may malapit na deadline? So you need to consider that also. So by doing task prioritization, um, you can check when is the strongest point of my day. So like for example, it not works for everyone, pero like for me personally, and also it really depends on the habit of the person. Well, for me, since my current environment or my current situation, I'm currently working from home, by the way, and my shift is actually starts at 9 and then it ends at 6 p.m. But whenever I have like projects or presentation that I need to finish, I'm most comfortable to do that late night because parang that's the only time that is more peaceful kasi um, everyone is already on their dreamland. But it really depends on the person. For others, it might work like they after they have their coffee or after taking their breakfast. Um, Maybe that's the best time for them to do their biggest task that they need to finish. So it's really important to know yourself and you assess yourself so that you would know if when would be the best time for you to do yung biggest chunk of the project para dun mo siya gawin. So that also that way, um, you know when is the best time then kung kailan pumapasok yung ideas eh. So there, you need to know yourself better so that you would be know how to manage your time and then when is the best time to be productive for you. Depende. So you need to know yourself. Lastly is you need to implement the 2-minute rule. So for this one, identify the task that is easy to complete, meaning Well, depende rin sa inyo. So, ask yourself, what are the tasks that's easy to complete? As for me, part of the job is to talking to my colleagues, talking to our stakeholders or other partners from the other teams. Um, so, and one of the easiest job that or easiest task that I have is to consult my team and also to consult or ask the other our stakeholders who's from other team. So if I can do it now, why should I wait for 2 hours later para kausapin sila? So if I can do it now, I can just send them a message, finish the job, finish the task. So there if and then also small things matter, so these little things, kapag pinabayaan mo siya, it doesn't mean that maliit kasi or mabilis lang tapusin yung job. It means mamaya na lang, parang mabilis lang naman kasi yon. So this small things matter, these little things, if you're gonna ignore that, the tendency would be it will compile. So it will be bigger. So parang mas malaking problem pa siya. So you need to identify the small things. If it can be done 2 minutes or less, why not do it now? Why do you need to wait for an hour or more, or why do you need to wait for this person to do that task para tapusin mo to? If you can do it now, why not do it now? So there, that's the 2 minute rule. Actually, the next slide would be my last slide already. So outlook determines outcome. So positivity is very important. You need to be positive. You need to believe to yourself that this project can be done. This will be a success. And law of attraction, the outcome would be positive. Claim it, diba? So claim it, and then yeah, it would be it would be a success. So, okay. So thank you. I think that's actually the last slide. Thank you for tuning in. If there's any questions.
Thank you, Ms. Fidel, for your presentation. Actually, yung 2-minute
Thank
rule, I
you.
think I can apply that. Hindi ko pa siya na-consider na naririnig before. So, I'll give it a shot. So, to our
Yeah,
viewers,
sure.
para pwede na rin subukan. So, Ms. Fidel, I'm be asking a few questions while we're waiting yung ating
Sure.
mga viewers para ihabol yung kanila. My first question is, what is the relation ng motivation with productivity? Because you were mentioning about positivity earlier. So,
Yeah.
how are they connected?
It's really important that you are motivated in doing a specific task. Kasi if you are not motivated and then you're just doing that specific task for the sake na matapos lang siya, you really can't give your best if you're not motivated. And then if you're not motivated, the tendency would be you won't try, to think of more ideas or to think of a better way to finish it. So it's really important that you are motivated. So yeah, try to be positive and then motivated.
Hmm. So, to our viewers, just very important, I guess, yung motivation. Tingnan nyo yung reason nyo for doing it. Yun nga, kasi kung hindi ka motivated, especially if the thing you're supposed to do is think of ideas for something, yan ang maging mahirap na ma-achieve nyo without motivating yourself. Ms. Fidel, kanina you were mentioning, of course, about taking breaks. So, what can you do? And maybe sagutin nyo na rin yung how long should it be? Kasi I think some may be guilty of saying na mag-break lang ako na to the point na sobrang haba yung break and pagdating sa work, wala nang natirang time. Sige, what's your recommendation for this?
All right. So it actually depends on the person and the industry that you're currently in. For some, it's strictly a 9-hour shift, and then you have a 15-minute break in the morning or in your current schedule. You have a 15-minute break on the first half of your shift, a 1 hour lunch, and another 15-minute break uh, on the later part of your shift. So it really depends. But on my case, we're currently working on a 9 to 6 p.m. shift. But whenever I do feel that I'm burnt out already,
Mm-mm.
I do raise that to my superior or to my manager that, sir, I really need to take a break because if I'm going to continue doing this and that, I tell you, I won't be able to do my best, or I won't be able to give fully my full attention, something like that. So, if fortunately on my case, he always agree because the the important is the accomplishment of the project, and then the if it's best, parang ganon. But
Mm-mm.
unfortunately to some, if it won't work, um, ang mangyayari talaga, you will have to do your job ng for that specific time, and unfortunately baka hindi siya ma-complete or you won't be able to give your best talaga.
Mm-mm.
So I so what I suggest actually is to listen to your team, or know your team. If you know that they're currently on not the proper state of doing that project or without taking break, parang ganyan. Unfortunately, baka 80% lang yung mabigay niya, ganyan, 80% lang. So, it's not fully perfect, parang ganon.
Okay.
So,
So,
yeah.
actually, good
I hope
point,
I was able
Del.
to
Yung,
answer.
yes naman po. I was saying na good point yung when you were mentioning
Mhm.
about yung sa team, tapos yung productivity mo, well, you're working in a team, so you could work with each other or parang saluhin mo siya for a bit, saluhin ka niya. I guess important is to communicate with your team and even yung boss nga sa case ni Miss Fidel na
Yeah.
saying na short break would be helpful for her. Sige.
Yeah.
Miss Fidel, may question ako about productivity in the workplace. In the
Mhm.
sense na wala ka na magawa. Let's say tapos na ang work mo for the day na 3 p.m. sa 8 to 5
Mhm.
job mo. Anong pwede mo gawin dun sa 2 hours nang hindi ka
Exact.
nakatunga or nagsa-social media like yung earlier topic natin. So how would you be productive pagka ganun?
Okay. It's actually a good problem, since
Mm.
supposedly you need to complete that task for an 8-hour shift, but it's a
Mm.
good thing that you were able to accomplish that as early as 3 p.m. or 5 p.m., 2 hours before the end of shift. So one thing that you can do is to most probably ask your teammate first if they need anything, any help from their end. If they don't need anything, a second would be you can do some research as to how you can help, or how or what you can do on the next project that you have para mag-advance ka na, diba? So that
Mm.
para everything can be covered, or every shift or every minute is nagagamit.
Mm. So to our viewers, these are the things that you could do. Actually, a good problem to
Mhm.
have yon. Pero problem pa rin
Mhm.
siya. Kasi try nyo na
Yeah.
2 hours kayo walang gagawin, hindi siya masaya. I have
So
experienced
yeah.
may days na na mas mabigat, may days na mas
Mhm.
magaan. So dun sa days na yun nga, I have free time, hindi masaya na walang ginagawa.
Yeah. So do some research or ask your teammate. Yeah. Go.
Isa ako dun sa mga nag-assume na okay to, wala akong gagawin ng pero hindi pala siya masaya.
Mhm.
2 hours ako
Yeah.
nakaharap lang sa computer. So it's good to be able to find other ways for you to
Mhm.
be productive. Yun nga yung mention ni Miss Fidel na options for
Mhm.
you.
Mhm.
So to our viewers, I'm still encouraging further questions para sa Miss Fidel, sa ating speaker. So, while we're waiting, baka may pahabol, I'll just tell our viewers that to learn more about Miss Fidel's company, VXI. Go to jobs180.com/VXI. That's jobs180.com/VXI. Nandyan yan sa ilalim ng screen nyo. Scrolling there. Please check yung kanilang page for more info about the company, their job openings. Apply using your resume link. Okay? So, Mr. Lev, I think we are good for now, and hopefully we can have you sa Jobs 180 future webinars. And thank you for taking the time to join us. Thank you.
Thank you too for inviting me, and thank you everyone for tuning in. Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay, so that's it. Third topic na natin yan. So, 3 out of 3 na tayo sa lahat ng topics. Well, we are glad to be able to share yung content ng aming webinar sa inyo. Hope that you could apply yung mga laman ng presentation ng ating mga speakers. So to close the event, we would like to share to you another message from a member of General De Jesus College. We have here closing remarks from Kevin C. Clemente, College Student Council Vice President.
First of all, I would like to congratulate all the people behind this successful online event, and of course to our speakers who shared their knowledge and experiences. It is indeed a privilege to get and know these informations from you. I would like to thank Job 180 for giving us free webinars on the topics resume links, how to boost productivity at work, and how to remain positive. On behalf of General De Jesus College, thank you so much, Job 180. We've learned so much while sitting in our home at the same time in this webinar and gained so much too. This course has ended, but it doesn't really stop here. It will be the time to think about organizing the next one to follow. I know I've enjoyed and learned enormously regarding with this Marketing Me webinar with the theme Mental Health Check, and I hope you too. Keep in mind that this pandemic may wound us a lot, but it doesn't mean that we need to stop from learning. This pandemic may be the right time, yet a big challenge for us in terms of learning and gaining knowledge. Let's just not focus on negative side of it, but instead, let us see situations with silver linings for us to become a better version of ourselves, to be more productive, and to achieve more. Ladies and gentlemen, stay home and stay safe, and I am praying and looking forward to see all of you soon in our own learning institution, standing as one and learning as one. Thank you so much, and God bless us all.
Thank you, Mr. Kevin Clemente. On behalf of jobs180.com, we would like to thank you, your school officials, school representatives for coordinating with us to make this event possible. And also, we would like to thank again Inspiro and VXI for sending representatives to present today. And once again, we would also like to thank CEO Group for being one of our corporate sponsors for this event. Get the latest fashion trends for your corporate attire needs. Check out CEO Store in Lazada and Shopee or the nearest mall in your area. Lastly, for career opportunities, visit jobs180.com/CEO Group. And of course, I'm thanking everyone. Sama na kayo doon to our viewers for staying with us. I can see may nagko-comment pa until now. Thank you for joining us, staying with us till the end. If, for instance, may na-miss kayong parts or may parts na gusto nyo balikan, don't worry, merong chance to watch the video. We will be saving this recorded video ng ating streaming sa aming Facebook page. So go lang to our Facebook page and YouTube page. It's all available there. So tell your friends na rin kung na-miss nila that they could watch it. Okay, so thank you once again. We wish you luck moving forward and we wish you to stay safe and goodbye.